Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hinei Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is together on this day. Hinei Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hinei Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Welcome everyone to our second Shabbat of the spring 2024 semester. Glad to see you. If you will please turn in your Siddurim to page 2 for Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now turn to page 4 for Mizmor LeDavid. Mizmor LeDavid. Havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim. Havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz. Havu l'Adonai kavod shemo. Ishtachavu l'Adonai v'hadrat kodesh. Kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod hirim. Adonai al mayim rabim. Kol Adonai ba'koach. Kol Adonai be'adar. Kol Adonai shover arazim. Vaishaber Adonai et arsei havanon. Vayakidem kimo egel levanon v'siryon kimo ven reimim. Kol Adonai chotzev lavotesh. Kol Adonai yachil midbar. Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh. Kol Adonai yecholel ayalot. Vayachesof Ya'arot Uvehechalo Kulo Omer Kavod Adonai Lamabu Yashav Vayeshev Adonai Melech Leolam Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitain Adonai Yivarech Et Amo Vashalom. Now please turn to page 5. L'chadudi. When we get to the last verse, and I'll say this in the middle, you will rise, turn, and stand, and face the rear of the room as we welcome the Shabbat bride, but I will sort of give you a heads up of that. L'chadudi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabela, l'chadudi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabela. Sham, v'zachor b'dibur echad, Yishmiyanu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad, L'shem tiferet v'litala, L'chad dodi, Likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nikabela, L'chad dodi, Likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nikabela. Midrash melech melucha, umitzi mitofafecha, Rav lach shevet be'emek abacha, v'yurech kol aleichem. It's all turning. Welcome, Hannah. L'chad dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabela. L'chad dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabela. Hitoriri, va'orech u'miori, uri shirtaberi, kevod Adonai aleicha. L'chad dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabela. L'chad dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabela. V'hayu l'shim sa'shosayich, v'rachaku kol mefalayich, yasis alayich Elohayich, yisod chatan al kala. L'chad dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabela. L'chad dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabela. Everyone, please rise and face the rear of the room. And as we get to the last line of this verse, we will bow once to the left and once to the right. Go, v'shalom aterepala, gam b'simcha u'tzohala, toch emunei am segula, bohi kala. L'chad dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabela. L'chad dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nikabela. If you'll remain standing on page 5, no, sorry, 6 for Baruch Hu. You know, I have it written right here. I should be able to read off my own sheet. La 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 bye, bye. La 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 la. 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 La 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 la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? La 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 la. 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 Ba'uen Adonai Mevorach Baruch Adonai Mevorach Please be seated. We'll turn to page 7 for Avat Olam. Welcome. We're on page 7. Avat Olam Beit Yisrael Amchavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadita Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachveinu uvkumeinu nasiach bechukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki hem chayenu Orech Yameinu Uvahem Nege Yomam Valayla V'avatcha Tasir Mimenu Liolamim Baruch Atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Everyone will please rise. We're on page 8. This is the significant prayer in the service, the prayer that marks our open declaration of our sort of relationship with Adonai. And we're going to read, we'll read it in Hebrew, and tonight I would like to read it in English afterwards as well. I think that would be something that is worth doing. So if it is your custom to cover your eyes, please do so. Shema Yisrael. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Next line, sort of quietly yourself. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levavcha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol meotecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh. Asher Anuchi Mitzavecha Hayom Al Levavecha V'shinantam Levanecha V'dibarta Bam V'shivtecha B'veitecha Uvlechtecha V'derech Uvshachbecha Uvkumecha Ukshartam Liot Al Yadecha V'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtavtam al mezuzo beitecha uvisharecha. Well, if you will, you can be seated. I'll read it in English on page 9. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Praised be the name of the one whose glorious sovereignty is forever and ever. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all that is yours. These words that I command you this day shall be taken to heart. Teach them again and again to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down, and when you rise up.
Bind them as a sign upon your hands and as a symbol above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and on your gates. Turn to page 11 for Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat lahasot et Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat lahasot et Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lahasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lahasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vaynafash Shavat vaynafash, Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lahasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. We'll now turn back to page 10 for Michamocha, followed by my Devar Torah and the Amida. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Yalla lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la 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 lai. Yalla lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la 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 lai. Rabbi Chamocha, Ba'elu Adonai, Ikamocha, Nidaba Kodesh, Yoratahimo, Hosei Fele, Yoratahimo, Hosei Fele. Yalla lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la 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 lai, yalla lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la 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 lai. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? I like to take a moment at this part of the service and talk a little bit about this week's Torah portion. L'dor vador. From generation to generation. This is one of the foundational principles of Judaism, the idea that we pass on our mitzvot to our children. In fact, our most prominent prayer, which we read tonight, specifically commands us to pass on these traditions. I've been thinking for a few weeks now about reading the Shema V'Ahavta in English, but it also ties directly into what we're doing tonight. As I read this week's parsha, in which the Israelites are freed after Adonai kills the firstborn male of all Egyptian families, I couldn't help but think of this concept. What is lost when a generation disappears? How is it that a people can ensure its survival if the number of young people available to learn from us is diminished? I know I've spoken about this a few times since August, but for those of you who don't know, I have two young children. This is not the first time I've read Parshat Bo since my son was born. He's 6. But it's the first time that I've seriously thought about its meaning and what we can take from it, what lessons we can learn from it for today. Last weekend, my family gathered in Hollywood, Florida, to commemorate my grandma's 90th birthday. It was her 90th birthday on Sunday. I think obviously this is a massive moment. 90 full years. I mean, she was going on cruises until a couple of years ago. I mean, it's a lot of years. This is absolutely worthy of celebration. In addition to, of course, my grandma's friends, there were 4 generations of Levins all together in one place for the first time in a long while. And as we celebrated together, it was beautiful to see how it still felt much like it did when my family would gather when I was a child. Except for now, it's my parents and my aunts and uncles who are the grandparents. They've taken on the roles that my grandma and grandpa played in my childhood. I'm now the parent, and my kids are now in my role. It's interesting to see how this sort of just continues on. The stories and the Levin family jokes that we used to tell when I was a kid, we, of course, told again the same jokes the same way and laughed at the same places. But of course, now we have an added layer. My brothers and my cousins and I remembered our own childhoods with our grandparents. Family lore is something integral to family continuity. I know that there's no one in this room that doesn't have inside jokes and specific quirks that you celebrate and you share only with your family. They might make no sense to outsiders. I see nods. It's good, because this is the kind of thing that marks your family as a unique unit, separate from the outside world. Not in a bad way, but you should have those kinds of things with your family. These stories that exist in all families, and of course exist in the Levin family, come back whenever we gather at weddings or b'nai mitzvah or family reunions. Whether the event is happy, like a wedding or a birthday party, or whether it is an event of sorrow, we still gather and have the same shared collective memory. Late in this parsha, Adonai instructs the Israelites how to speak about what happens. This is after they've been freed. They've got almost no time to leave. Adonai tells the people to pass on the story of how Adonai passed over their houses so that successive generations will remember how Jews escaped slavery and then began the 40-year march to freedom. Memory is one of the strongest forms of connection, something that makes a group a group. Looking around this room, I can see that there is a wide breadth of Jewish experience and knowledge and education. There's perhaps people who are not Jewish or are exploring Judaism for the first time. There are people who maybe had a b'nai mitzvah and then, you were in high school and it wasn't quite what you wanted to do. And of course, there are those here who went to Jewish day school, and for those that for whom the services are second nature. It's beautiful. We're all engaged in the same basic activity, and we should always remember that regardless of where we are, everyone's reading the same Torah portion this week, saying the same prayers, and they're going to light the candles tonight saying the same words, whether they are here or in London or in Mumbai. I looked it up. There is a Jewish community in Mumbai. I thought it was interesting. These traditions that sort of bind the Jewish people as a family together might seem arcane and confusing to anybody who's not Jewish. But for us, they are extremely important. And this brings me back to L'dor Vador, the idea of from generation to generation. The main aspect of this job that I've had now since July is the ability to build in all of you and in the UCF community a repertoire of Jewish knowledge and tradition so that you guys can then pass it on, can continue this millennia-old line of Judaism into the next generation, whether it's your own kids or as a teacher or however it is that you choose to pass it on. And as you go into this weekend of rest, I want to leave you the idea that Judaism is this big family with a continuity of memory. And that we have this responsibility to understand it and pass it down. Shabbat Shalom. If you will turn now to page 12 for Hatzi Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba v'yamad yivrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayetecho beitz Yisrael bagala uv'izman kariv v'yemeru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mivorach Me'olam olam me'amaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran b'yalma V'yemeru. Amen. Everyone will please rise on page 13 for the Amidah. We'll read these first 2 pages together, and then you'll have time for silent prayer, whether you want to read the words in the Siddur or communicate with Adonai in whatever way feels appropriate. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, Umefig Ula Lifnei V'neihem, L'man Shemaho V'Yahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ezrat Sarah. Turn the page. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye Meitim Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGeshem, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye Meitim Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Yafar, Michamocha Ba'al Kivurot, Umido Melach, Melech Be'mihit, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, B'nemanata L'Hachayot Meitim, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaMeitim. You don't have time for silent prayer. There is no rush. When you are finished, you may be seated.
Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam.
Once more.
Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Am Yisrael Tasim Leolam.
We will now turn to page 19 from Misha Berach. If you have someone in your life who needs healing, whether it's physical healing, emotional healing, metaphorical healing, please keep them in your hearts as we sing.
Misha Berach Avoteinu Mikor HaBracha Mehiroteinu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Beirach Imotenu Mikol HaBracha Me'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us sing Amen.
If you will please rise and turn to page 20 for our Lenin. Not pages.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula liyotzeh breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'goraleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim Umishtahavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notes shamayim v'yosed haaretz u'moshav yikaro hashamayim mima'al u'shchinatu zo v'gavei meromim Hu Eloheinu Einod Be'emet Malkeinu Efezulato Kakatuv B'Torato V'yadata Hayom V'hashevota Elevavecha V'Adonai Hu HaElohim B'Shamayim Mima'al V'yal haaretz, mitachat einod. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai v'melech al kol haaretz. Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad. Ushemo echad.
If everyone will remain standing as a community as we recite Mourner's Kaddish. Yikadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah. Ba'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute b'chayachon u'vyomechon u'chayed zechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'yamru amen. Heishmi haba mevarach le'olam olamei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithala shmei l'kudusha b'reichu Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechamata da'amiram bi'alma v'yamru amen. Yehi shlam arava min shmaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. Please be seated. Right. I told Daniel yesterday that I would write down all the events so that I was not winging it. I know this will come as a surprise to you, but I did not do that. So I'm going to wing it. Let's see. Monday, office hours with me at Starbucks at 1 o'clock. Come hang out. Also, there is Schmooze and Stroll at 2:30 and something else, but I don't remember what it is. Tuesday. My JLF class. If you've registered for JLF starts on Monday at 4 o'clock. Tuesday. 21 plus event in the evening. Kindness card on Tuesday. Yes. And lunch and learn. Right. That's with me. I should know that. I told you I was going to write this down, and then I never did. And I should probably just look at the Instagram post. That would help me. But I'm not going to do it. I'm going to try to do it in my head. Wednesday, Market Wednesday. Come see us outside the Student Union. Thursday, was that? Oh, yes, Wednesday evening, we're having a Tu B'Shvat Seder. There will be Tu B'Shvat fruits and other snacks I have not bought yet, but it will be good. Thursday, birthright tabling. If you have not been on birthright, applications are open. We'll be tabling on Memory Mall. Also, importantly, in the evening, Congress at 6:30, Congressman Corey Mills will be here. He is the congressman for the district that includes this building. He has been quite supportive of Israel, so this is not going to be a different variety of event than the last time we had a congressperson here. Friday is anti-Semitism Shabbat. Yes. Right, yes. It's a weird thing to name. It's just Semitism. It's just a Semitism Shabbat. Yeah, we're not just a... And Saturday, next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, there will be a Havdalah at the Fountain Mall. Somewhere on campus. There will be a Havdalah because next Saturday is International Holocaust Remembrance Day. I'm a teacher. Anybody know why? It's January 27th. Ooh. It is the day the Soviet Union liberated Auschwitz. I wanted to end a little bit differently tonight because I wanted to, and I'm in charge. So. Odiavo shalom aleinu, odiavo shalom aleinu, odiavo shalom aleinu. Odiavo shalom aleinu, odiavo shalom aleinu, odiavo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam salam, aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, salam, 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 aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, salam, salam. Odiavo shalom aleinu, odiavo shalom aleinu, odiavo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Odiavo shalom aleinu, odiavo shalom aleinu, odiavo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Salam, aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, salam, 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 aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Odiavo shalom aleinu, odiavo shalom aleinu, odiavo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Odiavo shalom aleinu, odiavo shalom aleinu, odiavo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Shabbat shalom, everyone. If you guys could please stack the Sidurim on one of the, actually, you know what? Stack them on the back table. Hey,